the three main things that are an opportunity for you this summer. So we're talking about a program this summer that ideally would also extend into the fall. And so if you enjoy what you do in the summer, then you can carry it forward. And one of the things is about the ability to figure out yourself and your future and where you're going and what your passions and your talents and kind of where that sweet spot for what your career might be, where you might want to go to next level of education if you want to go that way. So we have a process called Selfpreneur that is how to come about finding yourself and your direction and your purpose. The other thing that we're going to do this summer is build skills for life and career. The employers are telling us that they want kids right out of high school and even during high school in internships who are self-directed, who are good at collaborating, who are good at communicating, who are good at thinking complex problems and solving them. So we have the strategy to build those skills is by doing projects and by doing challenging ones that you want to do. And that's where the third thing comes in, which is innovating the community. And what we have planned is a really exciting project this summer. Down in, we have a Thrive Lab here that is like a prototype, meaning it's the first one, and we're working out the kinks, and we're trying to see how we're going to build it so that the kids and the teachers and the parents are all wanting to participate in it and have the ability to participate in it because they can fit it into their schedule. The project, Applied Learning Project, is to design one of these centers for Reno and the Tahoe, well, Reno, Carson, Tahoe, the whole like northern Nevada region, basically. So that kids can come to this community learning center. Oh, you've been on this. Hi. Let's see. Go back again. I don't know why it keeps turning off. Is it back again? Okay. Hi there.
Hello.
So, what's your name?
Armando.
Armando? And what was your guy's name?
Colin.
Colin?
Zach.
Zach, sorry. Thank you for sharing your name. Alejandro, Alejandro?
Armando.
Armando, okay, Armando. Sorry, my hearing. We were just going through the three things that you could accomplish. Would it help having a microphone, or am I loud enough? Does this help?
I think you're good.
Okay. The three things that you can get out of a summer program this summer, if you choose to join the Thrive Lab, we're calling it Thrive Town Design, because I was just talking about designing your best life. Who are you? What are you here to do? How you build your skill sets for your life and for your career, and how to go about doing project-based learning to impact the community. And so our project this summer is to design a Thrive Town, which would be a community-based learning center where basically the kids are the designers of this space. And that's why we want to invite you to participate with us. Because basically, we realize with the Thrive Lab that we have here in Incline, we have about 10 to 15 kids involved since last October, and through to just now, with their parents and with some community members, helping us figure out what that Thrive Lab should be, what kind of projects the kids want, what kind of activities they want to do to make an impact in their community and explore their careers. So we have 8 studios at the Thrive Lab here, but in a Thrive Town that is serving all of Reno, Sparks, Carson City, and the surrounding areas, we need to make it bigger and serve every single sort of career path every sector of society that you might want to be involved in, and we need to build that in to the Thrive Town. So our challenge, if you choose to join us, actually I'll review it on the bottom here. We have 3 ways to be involved in this project, and one is to be an intern. So for the first 3 weeks of the summer, starting June 30th or 20th through the July 15th, we're looking for interns to help us with the development of the groundwork, the research. Where are those spaces going to be in Reno? Let's research them. Let's talk to designers of learning spaces, which I have a great connection network with because I've been to the conferences. We want to find the experts who can help us with the program development, the technology, because the system has to be personalized learning using the state-of-the-art technology for artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and all the gamification of education, right? You guys enjoy playing games, I assume? And do you feel like when you come to school, does it feel like a game to you at the moment? Wouldn't it be fun if we could make it a game? So that's what we're trying to do. And we want to invite your brilliant gaming minds to help us design that. Like, how do you keep a technology on? What is the trick? I think it's because I don't have it plugged in. Is that probably why? Okay. All right. So if it comes back up. So the second way you can be involved is during July. I should move us along because I have that information in another place that's a lot more visible. So let me go ahead to the next. Yeah, the next one. Okay, this is a program for anyone who likes to design something innovative, who likes cool places to learn, work, and play. Because guess what? We're going to combine workplaces, like a real living town inside this large empty space, like an old grocery store that is no longer being used. And we'll have places to work in there. So as you learn, you're also working. And it'll be playful, like a Disneyland for learning and working. We'll create a business. You could create a business in the metaverse. You guys heard of Meta and where Facebook's going and Zuckerberg, and there are many companies now putting millions of dollars into paying people to be the developers of the new metaverse. And we have the ability, we have people, coaches, right now lined up, and we have companies lined up who want to work with us. We can also make a difference in the community by offering a thriving learning space. And we can help improve the world while we're at it, because everyone who joins the Thrive space will be realizing their potential and giving it back to the community so that every part of our community can thrive. And you can also direct your own learning. If you like being in charge of your own learning experience, bless you, you get a personalized learning experience. You get to choose when, how, with whom, and where your learning takes place. Because guess what? It's being measured by competencies, and I think Principal Cahill has mentioned. Do the kids know about the competency framework?
Depends what teachers are using them. I don't know if that's how they refer to them or not.
Yeah. Okay.
They probably just talk about their rubrics.
Yeah. So it's basically what you know and can do, as opposed to how you might have performed on a test. And so it's demonstration of learning that is you can show learning anywhere in the community. It doesn't have to only be in school. So that's why it's a very exciting opportunity. Does anyone have any questions about this? Does this inspire you? Any part of this seem interesting?
Yeah.
Yes, no?
Yeah.
Do you have a question?
No.
Okay, I'll keep going because I don't know how much time you have till 8:40. Okay, if you guys are with me till 8:40, I would love to give you the full story and we can talk about it. So our vision is to tie together the empowerment of you guys into empowering the community, which empowers the state. And guess what that means? The state of Nevada will be able to move from 50th in the nation in education to way, 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 way up higher. So that's our macro goal, is to move us as a state into a cool new direction of education, be a leader. In fact, right now, we already are with our superintendent, Joan Eber. She is recognized as being a leader in moving in this direction and has hired a national consulting firm to help her and the whole leadership team of Nevada, including Principal Cahill, to be part of that personalized learning network with competency-based. So it is totally exciting, and you're in one of the best places, one of the best schools to make this happen. So what's this thing called selfpreneur? Do you guys have an idea about what that might mean? Do you know what an entrepreneur is? What is an entrepreneur?
It's like a business person.
Who basically starts a business, right? Not just manages it, but kind of starts it, decides what it's going to be, figures out how to fund it. Well, guess what? Selfpreneurs are the same type of thing, but for yourself. So you get to be a designer, creator of yourself, what we call an agent, and a self-directed learner for life. Do you like the term? Oh, yay! We have another blooming selfpreneur. And what's your name?
John.
John? Okay, I can remember that one easily because that's my son and my father's name. So we're talking about a program this summer that would, come on in. This summer that would unleash your creativity, your selfpreneur, and become a manager of your best life. And we might have a few more folks coming on in. Yay, come in. Yeah, thank you for joining. Can you share your names just so I know who?
Anthony?
Anthony?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Miss Pazel.
Miss Hazel? Yes. And do you teach here? And what do you teach? Just
I teach, oh my goodness sakes.
all kinds of things.
Yeah.
A jack of all trades teacher. Okay. We've just been talking about a program we're offering this summer through what we're calling it's Education Innovation Collaborative. Is a nonprofit that is founding a Thrive Lab Tahoe here in Incline. And our program this summer is to build have the kids help us design a Thrive Lab, a Thrive Town for our region. And basically allow kids to design their own learning plan in their life, build their life and career skills for through real world projects. And the real world project is actually a community-based learning center for the whole region that would be tied and connected to Thrive Lab Tahoe up here. So think about this, kids. Say you want to do a career path, like name one thing you're interested in pursuing possibly in a career. Business, awesome. Do you have a business degree program here at the high school? You don't know, or you? No. Okay. Wouldn't it be cool if you could have project-based learning to start up your own business and get coaching around how to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we're here to do. And that's why this project will be so incredible for you to join. Give me one other idea for a career interest that you have, John.
Personally, I just want to go to the military.
Military? Well, then you've got enough of that here, right? Do you feel like you do, or do you wish there was more?
I mean, we have the drill fund program, so that's not the specific part of it, but we do have an ROTC.
Yeah. And are you interested in I didn't hear all of it. What part of the military that excites you the most?
Specifically flying drones.
Flying drones. Do you have a drone flying program here?
No.
There is online. Yeah, we get certified to create your license. I forwarded that to you.
And we have a drone at the Drive Lab that takes 3D picture, or what do you call it, 360-degree pictures, so we can create videos for the virtual reality space. So, you know, the technology is now so advanced, right, in drones and in videography, et cetera. There's so many things we can do. And what grade are you in now? 10? So you're going into 11? So what we're saying is we want to know what you guys are interested in and how we can nurture that interest with real life project-based that have real impact. By the way, I know Drone America, the head of Drone America, he does, they have drones that are like monster big, and they're delivering large packages to remote places. They're doing rescue operations. They're doing fire detection before fires even start. Like, I could hook you up with, you know, Drone America guy, and he'd be happy to have a young person who could, you know, work on projects with them. So, let's have one other idea. Who else wants to offer an idea of interest that you have? You don't know? A chef? So that's beautiful, because I know the executive chef of the Hyatt, and he is desperate for what would you say, a training program to bring along future chefs. And so we are talking with them about how their chefs could coach our kids in high school. And so that's the kind of thing, we just need to know what your inkling of an interest is. And then we can put together programs and coaches to help you, develop that interest. Like my son worked at the Hyatt. He is 23 now, and he was considering being a chef, but he realized that that wasn't for him, and he's now going in a totally different direction. But it took him some time to figure out, well, I tried that, and that's what we want, you guys to just try things when it's not risky, when you're still in high school. So that's the goal we have. So I hope you will join us as we build this system for all kids to be able to have these opportunities. Let me see if it comes back up again. Come on, there we go. Okay, so what we had quickly gone through for the new folks was, here are all the people that we're appealing to. Do you like to design something innovative? Do you imagine cool places to learn, work, and play? Do you want to create a business in the physical or the metaverse? Make a difference in the community, help improve the world, design and direct your own learning. So we're looking for guys and gals who are ready to take on their own empowerment, so we can empower the whole town, community, state, and be an incredible leader in the space of the future of learning. And the selfpreneur is our original concept. So we're branding, and we're building a system around it that uses a personalized learning gamified system to be able to walk you through becoming a selfpreneur, self-directed learner for life. So we want you guys to be a part of that. And what does a selfpreneur do to get, and what we're talking about is universal thriving, meaning everyone, no matter their interest, no matter their background, no matter if their parents don't have any time or money to help them have the experiences. We can help create them by personalized learning plans, and a portfolio means you collect all the evidence of your drone project, or of your chef experience, or of your particular business that you started, and you put it in your portfolio. And guess what? Colleges and employers love that. More than anything, they want to see evidence of what you love to do and how you have pushed your abilities and shown your abilities in that area. That is the ticket these days. It isn't about grades and tests anymore. It's show what you know how to do and what you love to do. And then you'll have a coach team. And the coach team wrap around you will include a peer or two member, your friends. It will include one or two of your parents. It'll include one or more of your teachers that you've chosen to be your advisors, especially in your subject area of interest. And it'll involve a community member or more that are your mentors in your area of interest. So we build that all in so that you can tap into and engage with them at any time during your project. And then the projects. So we'll have a growing repository of projects that allow you to experience your interests. You can explore 10 different areas of a short-term project. And as you figure out what you love to do, you go deeper and you do more projects in that longer and deeper and more impactful, to the field that you're interested in. So that's the basic model of what we call a self-preneur. And our master plan is to take the Thrive Lab Tahoe that's here, and I want you guys to come by and see it. It's right behind the bowling alley. And we have 8 studios inside to explore and do project-based learning. So the the Thrive Labs are the smaller rural locations like Incline Village. And then a Thrive Town would be more like the urban center of Reno and down in Vegas and over in Elko. So we would have towns that serve the entire region connected to the labs like up here. And what that means is that if you have an interest that isn't available here through the high school, or there isn't a business in town that is interesting for you to intern with, we can do it anywhere in the region. We can do virtual interns and then have just periodic visits. And like an engineer, if anybody here is interested in engineering, my son tried to do an engineering intern when he was at Galena High, and he couldn't get one because he wasn't 18. But now we have virtual reality training for engineering and dangerous things like surgery, welding, exactly, jackhammering or climbing up on a building to see if you can handle heights in the construction trade, because that turns out that a lot of people aren't able to do it. But with virtual reality, you can not only know if you like doing it, but you can build your skill sets, because virtual reality is so realistic now, as you know from the gaming world, and it's getting more so every day. And then, so that's that. And then, so this is just a picture of how that would look with Reno as a hub, and this is what we would be designing during this summer project, is the Thrive Town down in Reno. And then it would be connected to Incline Village, to Churchill's also extremely interested. Their superintendent is Dr. Summer Stevens, is amazing. She's been leading this for the state and is ready to have a Thrive Lab in her town. And what we're talking about is at their public library. And the same thing with Carson City. They have a public library that is serving all of their 7 schools. They don't have that many schools in Carson. Sort of like us, we have just a limited number, 1 high school. They have 1 high school. Churchill has 1 high school. So we're similar models that we can learn from each other as we develop this out. And then of course we have Southern Nevada. We have a colleague of ours, by the way, Ken is our helper on this project. He's come on board recently. Thank you so much, Ken Martin. In terms of operations and finance, down in Vegas, we have a woman, Demetria Giles, who has run 3 different kinds of schools and is totally about creating a metaversal school with us, partnering with us down in Vegas. So this is the master plan, and please stop me if there's any question you have about what I'm saying. Does it make sense? Okay. Now, this is the coolest slide I think I have, which is my original conception of what a Thrive Town might look like. Not look like, but what the functions of it. So everything around the outside is a different part of the society. Design and innovation, technology, engineering, computer science, entrepreneurialism is in here. And the companies like blockchain and at UNR, they have an innovation branch. The Innovation Collective is a new entity that we're partnering with because they coach 18 and above to be entrepreneurial thinking, design thinking, creating the new. We are partnering with them to bring it to the high school and the middle school level. So you can be a part of something exciting. If you're into wellness, health and wellness, gyms, outdoor, fitness, justice and citizenship, government and social programs, making space. You guys have a maker space here, I think. You can do construction. What can you make here at the high school?
We have woodworks and auto shop.
Woodwork, auto. Do you have metal?
Welding.
Welding. You have welding.
CAD.
Ceramic.
And CAD. And I did hear that Mr. Thornton is leaving, so it's gonna be hard to find somebody who can do all the things that he does. Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
Oops.
You didn't?
Oh, okay, I hope I didn't spill the beans that shouldn't be spilled. Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know.
Aw, I'm sorry, but we realize that we can augment whatever you guys do here with maker spaces at UNR, at Innovation Center down in Reno, at the beautiful makerspace out in Truckee. So don't feel limited that, we can extend the learning experience to anywhere. Oh, and the generator down at the new Audi building. Have you heard of the generator makerspape? They make monster objects like flying, articulating horses made out of metal and gears with fire coming out of them for Burning Man. But after he made one for Burning Man, this artist found people coming to him saying, I want one of those too for our museum or for our city hall or for our whatever it is. He now sells these for $1 million. So being an artist can be a very lucrative occupation these days. So making space, finance and banking is becoming a whole different world with cryptocurrency and blockchain. Don't you want to figure out how the new world of finance is unfolding? NFTs, we can do that. Government, policy making, economy. How do we make sure we have a vital economy where everyone's employed happily and productively? How do we get a great infrastructure? How do we get broadband to every single family? Every single young person in the state needs to have access. It's the 21st century. We have to. In science and systems, we have the environmental challenges of the warming of our environment. We have ecology, biology, chemistry. Mining industry is extremely anxious for young people to join them because it turns out they lack people to work in the mining industry. Am I boring you? Okay. All right. So what are the kinds of things you can learn by doing projects this summer with us? Well, you can learn, this is all the parts of a human being. And one of our goals is to make sure we're integrating all of our thinking, visioning, feeling, doing, and becoming a whole person in a balanced way. Mind, body, heart, and soul is sort of what we say. So you'll get to figure out why you're here. Who am I? Who's my unique human being that I am? What are my interests, passions? What do I love? What am I good at? What do I want to create? How do I want to make a difference? How can I use my strengths to serve other members? How build my mind to be more critical, complex, and problem solver and growth oriented how do we collaborate and be a great team member? That's something employers universally ask for, collaborative abilities. And it turns out not even colleges have figured out how to teach collaboration. You can't teach it, you have to do it, and then learn as you do it, how to be better at it. And so it's a constant feedback with coaching. And what's the best right college and career path for me? So those are the kinds of things you'll get out of being involved in our projects. And the first project is the two pieces of it. If you sign up with us for either the internship or the week-long projects week-long, what we're calling them in sessions, in design sessions in July, you will begin to play the self-preneur game of life, and you'll begin to work on one core competency. So the programs we're working with, and I'm excited to tell you about Infinity because I just this past week formed a relationship with these two related companies because they're at the head of the virtual reality and gamification of personalized learning. And they are already have the Nevada state standards loaded into their system, and it'll take just 3 or 4 weeks to get the self-preneur program embedded in their system. So we can have kids starting to navigate their way through their self-preneur plan and be able to tap into one of the research projects is to take one of their existing programs, whether it's math, science, or reading is the other one they have set up as a gamified learning experience for all levels. Choose one of them, and then what we'll do is we'll show how your growth in math, science, or reading correlates with your work on the self-preneur process. And that way we can sort of convince the funders that this program is really powerful and worth investing in. That way we can make it available to kids everywhere. So this summer is a seed demonstration pilot, and we would love to have you be a part of that so that we can launch it on a big scale after this. So how can you get involved? This summer, there's 3 ways. You can be an intern, which is like an R&D position with us. You go with us to do preliminary research on the locations in Reno, Carson, Churchill, to see where and how we want to build this network and build the center in Reno. Then you can also be a part of the design team. Now, these are 2 weeks in July that were 4 days set aside, 9 to 3, to be an intensive experience of the self-preneur and the project-based design work that we're talking about. If you participate at any time during June 20 to July 15, you can become a coach, a youth coach for this program. And so that will go on your resume and your experience base about how you also showed how you can be a coach to younger kids. Because we're dealing with middle school as well on this project. And then you can grow your own competency with that game-based experience and give us feedback on how that experience was for you so we can improve it. So you become part of the improvement and demonstration of the process. Does that make sense, these options? Does anybody have any questions about what it means to be? Someone might be asking, well, how much commitment to be an intern? That's to be discussed because we want it to be very flexible. We have a couple kids involved in the design club who want to come just the first week in June 20th, but can't come the next week, but wants to kind of come in and out and be flexible. That's what hybrid collaboration means. You don't always have to show up at the same time. We can be flex. Yay, back. Okay, so the first area was the internship. And as I kind of verbally said before, I don't have to go through it, the goal would be to prepare for the design weeks that are in July. scheduled to be determined depending on who the interns are and who the coaches are. And then your interns can serve as coaches during those weeks in July if they want to. The second way is to participate in one of the sessions, Monday to Thursday, 9 to 3. You bring your own lunch and also your own computer, because we're going to be doing work and design work with the computers. We'll have a final showcase day where we'll have the experts and the parents and, be able to demonstrate what you helped create during that week. And then we will be doing field trips during these weeks, both locally around Incline on hikes and outdoor sort of exploration and community team building. And there'll be small cohorts of kids, like 5 to 7 at the max per group. So you get to know each other in a deeper way as you do your design work. There's another thing about this group is you will choose one of 3 areas to focus on, which is the architecture and interior design part of it, or the systems and program design part, like the piloting of the virtual reality navigation system. And this third is the third is the, I think I have it here. Here it is, okay. It's the business and marketing. That's the 3 categories that you can focus in on. And then by the end of the week, you will merge together the 3 teams to have a combined presentation. So you'll work through your version of the plan and then you integrate and we are going to offer awards for teams and individuals who do awesome contributions to the design. And in the self-preneur section, that's when you go through the steps, the milestones. We have about 9 milestones, but we're going to condense them into a short and sweet intensive. And you level up using Guru Navigator, and then you can share your master plan as a graphic design on your portfolio. And everyone who participates as a self-preneur will get a portfolio, permanent portfolio, where your experiences, your projects, and your competencies can be stored. So that when you go to get a job or go to apply to higher education, you have your portfolio available for them to see. And then what's next? You can learn more by clicking on or using your QR on your phone. This is a little bigger than the first page. So, and in this page, you'll see the way to take a survey and show your interest. You could just show your interest and we'll follow up with more discussion with you one-on-one, or you can put your name in because we have a limited number of people that we can take into the program. So the sooner you show your interest, the more likely you can be to be a part of it. So thank you so much for being here to hear this. But now I want to hear questions. This is the part of being a speaker. I don't like being a one-way speaker. Can you ask questions, please? Yes, John.
I heard you say you have to bring your own computer. What if you don't have access to one?
Well, in that case, we would find a way to get you access to a computer for sure. So is it because when you have a computer here at school that you don't have one at home? Okay. Well, you need to do some fundraising to get you a computer then. Because how can anyone in this day and age do without it, right? It's an important tool for all of us. Anything else you want to ask?
So is this like the students designing their own school? Like, is this like you're trying to get the students to participate in like designing what they think a great school would be like for them?
And we're not calling it a school.
Right.
We're calling it a community learning
Right.
center, and the ultimate goal is an ecosystem, so the kids can learn anywhere in the community and get credit for that learning. Whether they went to a museum, at the art museum and did a research project on an artist, they need to, get credit for that. And if they've been interning at Starbucks, they should, not interning but working, then they should be able to also get credit for that and show the skills that they've gained.
So when you say credit, do you mean high school credit?
Well, that is exactly the hurdle I think we're facing right now, right? Because we don't have the system in place yet to get those credits.
Yeah, I think we have to be careful and say kids can get credit if we don't have it in place.
And that's why this is being designed, with the vision and design. So I did talk with, Tara McIntyre, who is the social emotional learning expert for the state of Nevada, and, she works with K-12 as well as the higher ed. And the CTE, so she's been talking with Greg Statuki at the state. Basically, they're working by the next year, they will have credit requirements for social emotional and like CTE experiences. And that's when we'll be able to officially give you credits. In the meantime, what we hope is that if there are electives or something, that the kids can take, in the CTE area, that you don't offer on site. We could, like we were talking about the drone program. Drone America, head of Drone America, CEO, really wants, to help and coach young kids into drone tech and all the applications that they're trying to build out. So we would love to make those connections and be able to offer it as somehow, right? And tomorrow I'm talking with Josh Hartsock about how we might do that. And then at the state level, Craig Statuki is very interested in figuring out how to increase the number of kids who are having those experiences. And so if it means we do this as a pilot this coming year, then I think they'd be very open to it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Any other questions you might have about? And what was your name again? You were Elliot? Oh, yes, you have. What questions do you have? Do you have some interest in?
The drone sounds cool. Same with the VR.
And the VR?
And the 3D printer and CNC machine.
Yep. Yep, and we're getting something called a Z-Space station. Have you heard of the Z-Space? Z-Space is a virtual reality, augmented reality, workstation basically, that has 150 career paths that kids can experience, and 33 of them are certified. Like, they can get certified to be a technician in a medical, field, or engineer, with drills and, medical practice. They have anatomy and surgical, and et cetera. So there's this huge degree of tech that is now available that we can get in the lab. We can also have it here. So if there's space, we have that. Yes. So here's what I ask a favor of you guys. Oh, but do you have another question?
No.
No? How likely are you guys to want to do some internship or some project work? Does it sound? Would you be willing to help us be the flagship?
Except I'm not gonna be here in July.
Not here in July?
No.
How about June before July, like June 20th?
Oh, I'm in Seattle.
You're in Seattle
Yeah.
for the whole,
No, for July I'm in Europe, and for June I'm in Seattle.
Seattle. Are there any windows, any weeks you
August.
have? August?
Yeah.
Well,
Except I have football.
you have what?
I can do it on weekends, but I have football. Like,
What do you do during football? Oh, football, sorry. And you don't have practices for football?
No.
Okay. That's part of what we wanna figure out, is what works in your schedule to be able to do this stuff, because we wanna make it doable, and fun. So will you promise me though something? Will you take that QR code and at least fill out the survey for me?
Yeah, I took a picture.
Did you?
Yeah, I
Okay.
looked at that.
Oh, is it, and actually, let me, oh, where's the flyers?
Right here.